What prompted my first adventure was the devastating breakup of the most influential relationship I had ever been in. Absolute darkest point in my life. Hi there, I'm Shauna and welcome to Too Taboo for You, where we're changing misconceptions about sex and disability. I really want to get to the good stuff. Not that all of this hasn't been good, but I want to get to the part that makes me smile, brings warm, fond memories to mind. Like the reason why I go out and do these crazy things. It's this disabled woman's version of adrenaline junkie. Every week I have the same problem. Where do I just jump in? I want to start with the first adventure, which was completely by accident. And then I realized I was in an adventure. Then I really had fun with it. But that was 10 years ago, I believe. So that's old news for me. However, I did just embark on a new adventure a few months ago. That would be a good place to start. But then everything would be out of context. You'd have no idea why I'm doing this. This whole channel started because I have a tendency to go out on these adventures and then I come back and share them with my friends as their way to kind of vicariously join me on my adventures. And that's why I kind of feel like I should preemptively, explain why these episodes are so much about my personal story so that you can kind of come along on the adventure and learn like I learned by applying some of these things to yourself. I'm not actually encouraging anyone to go do what I did. I truly value learning from other people's experiences, so I'd like to share some of my wisdom, share some of my experiences by bringing you along on my adventures. In the process, we'll talk about a bunch of the introspective things that I learned along the way. Maybe it'll help you too. So let's just jump into it. The problem is, not really sure where to start. What to do? Let's just start at the very beginning. A very good place to start. What prompted my first adventure was the devastating breakup of the most influential relationship I had ever been in. When I say devastated, I mean, perhaps you've seen it, or perhaps this has been you in the past. The kind of breakup where you literally never leave your house. You spend 12 hours a day sleeping and 12 hours a day crying. Let me just paint where I was at this absolute darkest point in my life, where I would look up and swear that I will never see the sun again. And for as confident, eternally optimistic, and adventurous as I am, I can readily confess or share with you that this is the one and only fleeting 1.5 second thought where I said to myself, there's no point in going on living. I was like, what? Who said that? What is that about? No, just no more of that, Missy. And that was it. I didn't have any more of those thoughts, which took me in a very introspective journey, just trying to figure out, how did I end up here? Nothing in life is worth not having your life, which was my first clue that that relationship was a little wacky and out of balance. Not the point of this video. Moving on. But painting the image of where I was, I am a depressed non-eater. I know tons of people who are depressed eaters. It's kind of a common thing. I don't know any other depressed non-eaters. Please, if you're out there and you are a depressed non-eater or starver, let me know down below so I can find my peeps, find my tribe, and see if maybe I'm the only person who gets depressed and can't eat. Biologically, what's happening is I'm spending so much time crying and I feel like there's a lump in my throat and it doesn't feel like I can swallow anything because it feels like all of my feelings are bursting out, and the rest of the time you're sleeping, so you're not eating then. I would wake up, lay in bed, watch TV, crying, hugging my pillow, obsessing compulsively. What did I do? Why am I not good enough? What happened? I thought this was finally gonna be the one. Those depressing, self-defeating, negative, pessimistic bullshit we tell ourselves. I was doing all those things. Ironically, every time I would have one of those thoughts, the normal part of me, if there's even a normal part, would mentally put myself in check. Hey, you're fine. This has nothing to do with you. Yeah, but... So this cycle went on for months and months and months. I didn't even realize how bad of a spiraling down, depressive situation I was in until other people started to say, hey, are you losing weight? Your clothes are kind of sagging and looking baggy. And I had gone down to 86 pounds. Even my stretchy clothes were baggy. So yeah. And then, because I didn't realize that I had lost control of my health, my physical health, I knew I was struggling with my mental health, but I had not realized how bad my physical health had gotten. I started to go into this, I need to consume more calories. How do I consume more calories? I need to eat more, but I can't. The lump in my throat and upset stomach. Started to drink protein shakes, which are terrible. They taste terrible. And every research I did kept telling you how you can lose weight. And I'm racking my brain thinking, how in the hell am I eating something that people eat to lose weight in order to gain weight? There's something wrong here. Eventually, the just plain old common sense part of me said, if the problem is you don't consume enough calories, drink another soda. Not the healthiest, but at least it's something that I enjoy doing. There's an extra 180 calories versus the 100 calories from the crappy tasting shake. I digress. But it is very much where I was. If you were in my house, you would be like, oh, you poor thing, you were just whittling away. I know. How do I stop it? I also discovered another saving grace method of compensation. No, method of consolation to console myself. Because I felt so alone in the world and rejected, I would feel this compulsion that I needed to be cuddled. I needed to be held. I needed physical reassurance because my mental state of being was gone. I needed grounding. I needed someone to bring me here and now. So the weird, quirky solution I came up with was I would go in my bedroom, master closet, walk-in closet, and I would bury myself in the clothing. I would part some of my clothes and wedge my shoulder in there and kind of like hug my clothes, which then compressed my body and gave me that feeling of a hug. After I discovered that, I thought that was the greatest thing. I'd go in my closet, I'd cry for 5 or 10 minutes, and then I come out and I'm like, all right, I feel... Turn that off. I come out of my closet and I feel so much better, like hug therapy. I just invented my own version of hug therapy, and it actually helped. So, you understand where I was when I was at my lowest point. It seems so long ago. After, September, October, November. After 4 months, I decided I cannot stay in this like purgatory. I was like not living, not doing anything, wasting away and struggling to eat calories. I decided to take a writing class because I thought I needed to get it all out of me and I needed to get out of the house. I need to find something that forces me to take a shower and practice hygiene. So in November, I took a writing class. In December, I decided I want to go on a date. I need to be around masculine energy. I need to be around someone who just isn't my ex. The old adage, take a bite out of what bit ya. When you're hungover one day, they tell you to drink the same thing the night before, which seems counterintuitive. Like, wait, what? You want me to drink more when I'm hungover? But when I thought about where I was in my life in terms of relationships and vulnerability and emotional instability, and the last thought logically would be go out on a date. And yet, all these parts of me were longing for companionship. I don't want my clothes to hug me. I'd like another human being to hug me. So I decided I needed to get back into the dating world. The mere thought of literally making myself vulnerable to somebody was the most repulsive thing I could think of. There was no part of me that was looking at this relationship as, oh, I really want to connect with someone. I really want to build a life together. Pfft, no. I was more like the person who almost drowned and someone saying, well, get back in the water. You gotta jump back on the horse. Take a bite out of what bit you. No. The thought of getting back in the water was terrifying. But because I am probably the most straightforward person, I just put it all out there. I literally wrote in my profile and talked on whatever date, I am not looking for a relationship. I do not want to plan a life with you. I'm just coming out of a bad breakup and I want to get together with someone and have a good time. I want to go to dinner or go to a movie and just have a friend with benefits. Please don't pressure me for anything more than that. You would think that any man who just wants to have sex would be like, sure, whatever. But I did get a few who said, nope, I'm looking for the real deal. And if you're not ready for that, then we're not a match. And I was like, great. No pressure for either one of us. What ended up happening was rebound guy. Oh, the majesty of a rebound. The wonder, the perfection, the most fantastic healing experience anyone can have after a breakup is the rebound. My saving grace, my rope ladder back to sanity, as shaky as it may be. This was the most important aspect of getting myself in a position to recover, which then led to my crazy sex adventure. We'll cover more of that on our next episode as we continue changing misconceptions about sex and disability. Bye!